Right now, you're tuning in to No Rap Cap Podcast every Tuesday, every Thursday, man. You ain't subscribed to that channel, you need to reflect. You already know, 7 p.m., man. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, I go by GASDAHATER, man.
I'm Mr. MEANA, the instigator.
And, man, we got a special guest in the building, man. We got Mannie Fresh in this motherfucker,
man. The one and the only, man. The one and the only.
What's happening?
Say, Fred. Sincerely, big brother, I know we talking our shit, but we appreciate you coming through, man. Fuck with us, you heard me?
Thank y'all for having me, bro. Yeah, Thank y'all for having me. Everything count, you heard me?
Yes, sir.
Right. We gonna start this shit off first, like, up to date, then we gonna work backwards, man. What's poppin' with Fresh right now, man? What you got going on?
DJing,
how you living,
man, DJing like crazy. You know what I'm saying? I came in this shit a DJ, and I'm gonna probably leave out of it a DJ. So, just the fact that this whole craze about Mannie Fresh DJing all around the planet is nuts right now for me, and a lot of dudes who did this shit a while ago, it's crazy. Like the fourth quarter is where the money coming in now.
Facts.
It's where it's where the happiness is coming in. Like and I guess you probably had to move some shit out that you didn't know. Like you know what I'm saying. So a lot of shit got out of the way for me, and now that it's just me doing my shit, crossing my T's and dotting my I's, and even like I said, fucking right, I love music, but DJing, that's my own thing. I don't have to deal with 7 other attitudes or other people that, who don't love the shit the way I love the shit. Right. So I'm starting all over from that, and that's kind of like what's going on with me right now. Right, if you on my live or you on my, on anything that's social media with me, you see like I'm globetrotting. I'm doing bar mitzvahs, fucking block parties, every fucking thing.
Hey, that's a good thing right there, cause Fred, like most people and the people who did like blow up from the city and the fans backed them to get them to the person that they is for the global 9 shit. Yeah, like them people only come back home when it's something big. And I could just go to a club, Chicken Fest, you know what I'm saying, see Fresh, Rude Jude doing that thing, tearing that bitch up. Like, you come back and a nigga love that, bro. And it really motivate people when they see a nigga right from around the corner from the 7 wall. He's still in our eyes, and we could do that shit. What made you feel like, man, I need to be homegrown more than the other people that I'm
Honestly, fuck, I never left here. You know what I'm saying? I got a spot in different places, but I never ever left here. I still own something here. Right. You know what I'm saying? And there's the sharpness of here. You know what I'm saying? We went through a rebuild period after Hurricane Katrina. New Orleans lost their swag, the way we talk, the way we walk. And it wasn't purposely. It was just that people moved different places. Right. And they started picking up habits. Niggas started coming back sounding like they was from Atlanta. Started coming back sounding like, and we kind of, and when you start doing that, you see you losing something. And to stay grounded, you gotta come home. You gotta stay home. And if you can make it here, it's been said since the 70s, you could do it anywhere. It's the hardest fucking crowd, the hardest city in the world to keep their attention. If you could keep their attention, you all right anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you could go somewhere else and you easily fooled because the shit is just based on bullshit. But here, you still gotta win. You still gonna have, like if you do some fucked up shit, your grandmother, your mama gonna call you on it. It don't matter what's your celebrity status, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like your grandmother, your mama gonna call you. Like if you actually played for the Saints and you was from New Orleans and you lost the game, your grandmother throw a shot at your ass and be like, "Bitch, but you missed that pass." Right. You out here fucking with them kids, but you missed that pass.
Right. She put it in front of you.
Yeah, she gonna put it in front of you, and this place is grounded. They gonna make you earn that shit. Like it's like going other places. It's so easy to DJ somewhere, but here they gonna make you earn that shit.
Play the shit I like.
Yeah, play the shit, and you better know it. Right. And they gonna be looking at your ass sideways.
Right.
You had the first. Go ahead, man. You want to say
no? Go ahead. I'm letting you run.
You had the first, like, kind of the first verses with
Scott Storch.
With Scott Storch.
Yeah.
I told everybody, man. Like, Fresh did his shit.
Hands down.
Yeah.
He was cheating on you. Like, he cheated. He brought up shit that he ain't really...
Well, he didn't do the shit, but besides that, it goes back to New Orleans. It's competitive. I didn't know it was Nice Guy Day. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was like, wait, so what the fuck? It was motherfuckers going, well, damn, you taking shots at him. You talking about this. And I'm like... dude, like this a competition. We good after we finish this shit, but for right now, I'm going at your ass.
Yeah, you the op right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And like you were saying from New Orleans, dog, I don't give a fuck. We carry that sense of arrogance, through everything. But when you young, it's louder, and then as you get older, you do it quietly. But the arrogance still in the nigga. So with that being said, that's how you feel like a nigga nowhere on this fucking planet fucking with me when it comes to that fucking producer.
Yeah, because you know, even when I did the interviews after that, you know, I get it what Switzerland was trying to create. They was like, man, but you got to be a nice guy about it. And I'm like, fuck no, I can't be nice about it. When I'm like, we competing, and on top of that, you allowed him to do something that, you know, is considered cheating. I didn't know I was going against you, Dr. Dre, and fucking everybody else, because them songs wasn't songs that you done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brother. And on top of that, this was a rap category. You playing Beyonce and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck going on? You know? Now, out of everything in the world, you know what I'm saying? The last, this is the one that really did it for me. I'm like, fuck it, I could take a L. I'm all right with that. Did I feel like it? No, I didn't feel like I lost. But this was the one that really said it all. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to help y'all get this shit going. I'll take it. But when we did the last song, and I think the last song was still Drake, and it was against Back That Ass Up, right? So everybody know they got one in their fucking card where I'm just like, man, ain't no fucking way. And I'm like, no disrespect
ain't
to Drake.
Beating this,
ain't nobody beating this. I'm like, nigga, this come on. The whole planet moved. And it's been going on for fucking eons. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no doubt that Still Dre is a dope song.
But it don't move.
But it don't move like this one right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when we got into, you know, it was some East Coast dudes that voted, I was like, well, that's bias right there.
Right.
You know, that's bias right there. And it's funny how shit can come back around when you see it. You know, like, take for instance, New Orleans niggas is crazy, dog. Because, you know, Joe was saying shit, and we had all, and niggas was like, y'all niggas can't come down here. That was the comments. Niggas was saying shit like that.
Yeah, they felt some kind of way.
Fuck all of that.
Right.
Fuck win or lose. Y'all niggas can't come to New Orleans. That's it. Y'all bad. You know what I'm saying? If y'all feel that way, don't come to our fucking city. Don't come around us.
Right.
All right? So you had people that was like, nah, y'all niggas going too far with it and blah, 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 and da-da-da-da. Now fast forward, you know, like, Joe did the same shit. He and I'm like, okay, but you see the competition in it when you going against these dudes. You done lost your cool.
Right.
The same shit you said that I did do. You was just like, man, you went too hard on it. You went, I'm like, man,
you became the same person.
Yeah, you became the same person.
Real
It's a fucking competition. This is not a hug match. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't no love right now. Right.
And this is not, listen to what I'm saying, bro. This is not a shot at fucking Scott Storch. I've been knowing the dude for forever. But this is what I felt that was wrong with it, and I've said it in interviews and all of that. They get to talk about us. We don't get to talk about them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's one
Scott
side.
is he's from a different color, different culture. You know what I'm saying? And you could put the two together. If they say something about, let's just call ourselves niggas. You know, them niggas lost all of their money, that nigga did blah, 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 and da-da-da-da and all of that. Right. But if I say something about you and your race, now it's a problem.
Yeah, it's an issue.
You can't talk about him. You can't say that about him.
Right.
Rap is all of that.
Yeah, it's hip-hop.
This was hip-hop. You was the biggest fuck up in hip-hop. Own up to that shit. That's all we saying. You don't get a pass. Right. You don't get a pass to nobody can't say, well, you know what?
We don't get none.
We don't get none.
That's
we don't.
real.
If I fucked up all my money and y'all niggas found me in a crack house somewhere, niggas gonna be cracking on me to the day they go.
Right.
But why does this person get a pass?
Right.
Something funny about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk is one sided. Right.
Yeah.
It's real bias. Right.
Hey, Fresh, this been a big debate all through New Orleans. I had P-Town Moore in here and shit down there. Our whole podcast was about the New Orleans sound. And if I want to ask a nigga about New Orleans sound, you the perfect person to ask. What is New Orleans sound?
Gumbo. You know what I'm saying? Our shit is a little bit of everything. You know, we was forced to make shit out of a little bit of everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to what our sound is, you take some second line shit, you take some rap shit, some East Coast, some West Coast shit, all of that. Because early New Orleans accepted every fucking thing.
Right.
You go back to the early days of the House of Blues, we played East Coast, West Coast, every fucking body. We didn't even know them people wasn't from around us. We just knew they was jamming ass songs.
Right.
And we just started taking bits and pieces of that shit.
So the sound is got a lot to do with the track?
Yeah, you know, the sound got a lot to do with just the elements of what shit, because you got to think about the earlier songs that jammed. Like, say, for instance, this song, Ain't You Fresco. That niggas was from New York. But, you know, we had that, what's dude in them song that Talk To Me Now, 5, 4, 3, yeah. You know, and the sample in that was the song, Ain't You Fresco. And then the drums was from Dougie Fresh, I'm Getting Ready. So all of that shit was from up top. We just figured out a way how to marry that shit
make it our own
and make
thing.
it our own.
And that's New Orleans sound.
Yeah, that's New Orleans sound, right.
And wait, go ahead.
Like with him saying that about New Orleans sound, you know, you did a song called Bitch Get Off Me for Cheeky Black. So I was trying to find out, like, you know what I'm saying, like everybody started saying that they had the claps and it became the Cheeky Black claps. Yeah. So was you using that particular sound before that you actually did the song for Cheeky Black?
Yeah, because I used to run that sound. I used to run that in rumors all the time.
Right.
So and then a lot of shit to us is always familiar. We just don't know where the fuck we heard it at. Before Cheeky Black got that, when me and DJ Duck was DJing in rumors, that was coming out my drum machine. You know, I would run that fucking beat, and this when bounce was just getting started. You could run that fucking beat 2 hours.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Over acapellas,
you
know what I'm saying?
Right.
That fucking same beat,
bun.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I used to run that bitch in rumors, soon as niggas heard that, nigga hit the dance floor, nigga be like, it's time to turn up.
Yeah, I was in
you
there.
Know what I'm saying?
How you fell in love with that shit, man?
Nigga, just the shit that you see people do. Anybody that love music, bro, and love what they do, you know at that very moment, you control this fucking crowd. You know what I'm saying? You are the difference in somebody having a good day and a fucking bad day.
Right.
You could have been having the horriblest day in your in your life, and and you heard some good shit. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, that should change your whole mood. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk to niggas now that we grown men, listen to what I'm saying. We older niggas. Like, it was just like, them niggas going against UNLV. But when them niggas album came out, you know what I'm saying? We was like, boy, them niggas shit jamming like motherfucker. I don't know.
I was always wondering how y'all
I was like, I don't know who can't say nothing, but I'm like, nigga, that shit jamming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all niggas can act like that shit ain't jamming. That shit jamming.
That's real. Yeah. I always wondered in the mix of the Cash Money and Big Boy thing, like, you know, as a producer, like, you know, like how you felt about it. Like,
bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know if I could have been a fly on the wall, I always wondered what they saying. I know what we were saying on our side when we heard y'all music. You know what I'm saying? But when y'all heard what we was doing, I was like, what they saying? Is they saying that shit trash? You know what I'm saying? I ain't really know how y'all felt.
You gotta think, Pump the Party, everybody used that bass line. That bass line came from Ultimate, this fucking song called Ultimate. Bum,
yeah, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Was that Mantronics?
Nah, that was Ultimate 3 MCs. That was these dudes. But that shit came from a song that DJs made. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, we took the gumbo from that bitch and just was like, oh, this New Orleans, nah.
Yeah, right. We did our own thing with it,
we did our own. It's so many songs that are that you know only like DJ niggas knew or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you take the Ghetto Twins, that doom doo 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 doom doom doom. That was Quick's Groove. We just took the fucking bass line from that motherfucker
and used it. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You giving me some game right now because I didn't know where that came from. I thought it was somebody. I thought they originated there.
Ultimate.
Oh, I know. Part is a crime song, but the Ghetto Twins, I didn't know that.
The Ghetto Twins song was
came from Quick Groove. I never knew that. That's some game, right?
Fresh, from the shit that you saying about the gumbo shit, is the sound. You ain't gotta give a nigga the recipe how you do your shit. But how it become to where nigga don't even know Mannie Fresh produced that, but when you hear that bitch, nigga, man, it's a Fresh track.
Well, I got a lot of shit that's kind of off like that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going through some pub shit right now, and I was and a nigga was reading off songs, and LOG came up, G's and Soldiers, and nigga was like, man, I didn't even know you fucking did that.
I didn't know you did. I didn't know you did. That's some game. I didn't know you did that. Yeah, he loved fellow G. Yeah, I didn't know you made that.
So it's a lot of shit.
You be having soldiers.
You know what I'm saying? So it's shit where, but we was experimental on like she. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like fuck. I'm gonna try this bounce kit with every fucking thing. Like you know what I'm saying? And our bass lines have always driven the song. You know, and think about it. Nigga ain't gonna never do the shit that we done in the era. Nigga, I need some heroin, baby. Right. Come on. Nigga, like, if you meet a motherfucker right now
that was
out of town.
That was wrong.
Yeah, you know, and you tell them that was a song on the radio in New Orleans, they like, y'all niggas is crazy.
Yeah, that was some ignorant shit, right?
Ignorant shit. right. It was like, so that's some ignorant shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The nigga was like, nigga, y'all was bumping that shit. Like, yeah, nigga, that was the era that we was living in. You know what I'm saying? You knew who the killers was, you knew who the drug dealers was, you knew all of that shit, but you interacted with them motherfuckers.
Right.
You had to.
Yeah, it was a part
like,
of
we gonna live.
Right.
When we gonna get. We gotta live with these niggas.
Right. We gotta make it work. Right. Yeah. Like back in those days, right? You know, I know there's a lot of producers today use tags. Yeah. But I didn't never hear a Mannie Fresh tag, but I always heard a Mannie Fresh presence. Yeah. So was that like something that you knew that you had to do at the time to let people know that?
Because a lot of times my scenarios and even what I did with the fucking 808, how I made it go up and down, that was like, motherfuckers like, nah, man, they do that shit. So I was just like, this is gonna be the tag a lot of times in the song right here. Like, instead of me just doing that, because it was a lot of shit, you gotta think, I was doing shit sometimes. Everybody been, when you was with a record company, that it was some fucked up shit going on, but you making money with these niggas over here. So I was like, well, I can't say this, but you gonna know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a Mannie Fresh, right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, cause you know, shit, on Elton, dude who had Tombstone. You know, Jesus, he was on Elton label. Cheeky Black was on Elton label. Dude was from the Night Ward. You know, and niggas stayed up the block from me. So I was doing all of this shit, as opposed to Cash Money shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I never knew that.
This was my nigga who was just like, nigga, I'm gonna drop the bag on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about what Baby and them
what
talking
they doing,
about.
Right. Yeah, I thought that you was so in-house at the time that you couldn't do no outside production.
I wasn't supposed to, like everybody who in this shit. You know what I'm saying? But if a nigga came right, you know what I'm saying?
It was getting done.
Yeah.
It was getting done.
Yeah. Right. My most hurtful moment in this shit, you know, because I knew the Cheeky Black shit was like big, like, you know what I'm saying? So Jubilee and them used it for his, you know, getting ready.
Right.
And I felt played. I was like, nigga, you just flipped the instrumental over.
That was my shit,
before we got, you know, good. So I went up to their office, seen them, we straightened the shit out, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was like my first, I guess, that's when you know you love some shit. Where you like, nigga, I'm going up here by myself. Like, fuck all that.
I just gotta go deal with it, right?
Yeah, we gotta deal with this. Somebody gonna have to do something.
Right.
You know, and it was just like, but nigga, them sounds came from all these other, I'm like, but nobody ain't sequenced it like this.
Right.
I don't care where it came from.
It's my setup.
Yeah, this my shit. I figured out how to make this shit work this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get these same sounds and see what you come up with. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, this
is me.
This
all me.
Yeah.
Right. All me. Y'all just flip what I do. Y'all just did exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Was it a sample or was it
No, he just rapped off the instrumental.
Wow.
That was the whole instrumental of the song. You know what I'm saying? The Getting Ready is the whole instrumental of Cheeky Black song.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And the only way he got the instrumental was because I put this shit out there for DJs, and I was just like,
just to use, right?
Yeah, just to use.
Yeah, but not to make a song.
Yeah,
right. Totally get that, right?
Hey, like me and saying, you were saying like you were supposed to the in-house shit. Was that to save money, or that was like just a mastermind for later days to come?
That's what, you know, that's what everybody thought. That wasn't necessary. It worked, but, you know, it worked because at the time, all of us was learning. We was mimicking what other folks was doing. To tell the truth, Big Boy, Cash Money, and anything else that was around there, we just thought we had to be so click tight. You know what I'm saying? That was like, nah, you stick with your niggas, I stick with my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it wasn't necessary at all. And one of the things was, you know, every label around that time was a drug dealer. If you're gonna really say so, these dudes really did not know the business. Right. They did not know the business. They just knew what this shit brung. They was like, man, this popularity and this money and this hoes. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't because it was crazy. You got to think about anytime you saw niggas that you knew, you spoke to them. But if they was with their little crews, you couldn't speak to them because they was like, man, you know, this nigga feels some kind of way. Right. So you got to chin up a nigga and keep it moving. Yeah. You know, because you got to think, me and KL was in rumors.
Yeah, together.
You know what I'm saying? Back to back. Right. So, you know, when he made his move, I made my move. Niggas see each other, nigga, like...
Did you feel like that when y'all was in there together that you brought downtown to the spot and he brought uptown to the spot? You feel like that's what made rumors what it was?
Yeah, hell yeah, because it was that neutral ground where you met at. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of that, you know, because rumors was experimental too. We used to try shit in that motherfucker. Just like man, look, put the drum machine on. You know what I'm saying? Play the fucking cheeky back clap just to see how these motherfuckers gonna react to that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you had Heavy at the time, who was the MC.
Yeah, the MC, right.
Yeah, Heavy was clowning that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Even if Warren Mays tried some shit out when the police was looking for this nigga in rumors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, you know your picture
you know you
all
want
over
it.
everywhere.
You know you want it. Right? Gotta come get that money though.
Yeah, this nigga in rumors singing with socks on. He's like, man, this nigga Warren tripping. This nigga took all his clothes off and got on socks singing "Get It, Girl."
Right.
So was you in there when Warren Mays and TT Tucker like kind of collaborated, like they went at it, like you was in there.
That's why I said it was experimental. A lot of shit used to go down before niggas even like Mystical. One night Mystical was rapping in that bitch, and niggas was just looking at this nigga like, what the fuck
we dealt with that, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It was so awkward.
Yeah, it was so, you know what I'm saying? And you just remember all of that shit because I remember the nigga being in the booth and he rapping and I'm like, nigga, that shit nice. You know what I'm saying? So KL was like, man, do something. Right. And you got to think at that time they wasn't ready for that shit. You know, this nigga going off in that bitch, and they just like, nigga, this the jungle, nigga.
Right. I noticed that at one time you was a part of a group called New York Incorporated. Yeah. And being from New Orleans, I was always like, you know, didn't understand, like, they from New Orleans, you know, it was you, Mia.
But Denny and his brother was from New York. It was their group. That's how we got, you know, and that was WAP cousin. Okay. Denny was WAP cousin. Okay. So they had already had the group established. And I was kind of just DJing on my own. So, you know, WAP was already DJing with them. So he was like, man, my cousin really wants you to join, you know, the group or whatever. Right. You know, so I was just like, all right.
It was already New York Incorporated.
Yeah, it was already New York Incorporated.
Okay, y'all just became a part of it,
So when we became a part of it, it took on a whole nother face, a young crowd. Because, you know, they was doing older shit. Right. So when me and WAP kind of, you know what I'm saying, we still junior high school, you know, going into that. So we start picking up the young gigs. Right. So that's what kind of gave the face to, okay, goddamn, motherfuckers is paying attention.
So was it directly just a DJ situation? It wasn't directly like a group like with rap. It was
Denny rap. You know what I'm saying? Denny did every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga was a freak of nature, like rap, DJ, shit we never saw before. The nigga who went behind his back under da-da-da-da and blah, blah, blah. We just like, goddamn, this nigga dope.
Yeah, he do everything, right.
Yeah, and you know, but the thing was, it was that he was so weird. New Orleans was like, he was still a nigga came from New York that wore leather. Right. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, this nigga got on. This nigga look like Catwoman, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, you can't dress like that, dog.
Right. That's not the swag down here at all, right?
This nigga got the little leather hat on, the leather shit on, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, that ain't gonna work around here. I'm telling you, your brother gotta quit.
We're bringing Mia into the picture. How did that happen?
Mia was from our neighborhood. You know, she grew up with us. So, yeah, she was from the 7, and Mia just always hung around us. You know what I'm saying? Started rapping. And, you know, her mom would let her do it sometimes. If Mia got in trouble, her mama kicked her out. You know, so it was that off and on shit. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because, shit, Mia went to St. Mary's, you know, and once Mia had her kid, her mom was like, okay, you belong with the motherfucker.
Yeah, you belong to the street.
Yeah, you belong to the street.
You're out there, right? You're in the streets, right. I see you in the streets.
She had to go to Clark, you know what I'm saying? Because St. Mary's at the time, you couldn't have no
You couldn't allow that.
So once she came to Clark, it was over with. You know what I'm saying?
She was all in, right?
You all in.
Right. Did you produce the song for her or the payback?
No, I don't know. I think KL did that. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think KL did.
So it questioned me to the level of like, would you and Mia be a part of a group, New York Incorporated? Like you went on to do the thing with Cash Money, and she wound up going to No Limit.
Yeah.
How did that split come up?
That's a perfect example, like the weirdness of, you know, you just didn't know who the people, the heads were and what they stood on. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta, it goes further than Mia. You know, you take Mac. Mac grew up under me and WAP.
Right.
Some of Mac's first shit, I Need Wheels and all that. He was like probably fucking 9.
Yeah,
10.
he was a little kid. Right? I remember that.
Kid. Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? And the first song, like with that was a collab before he went with No Limit. You know, he was on BG album.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, on BG album.
Yeah,
right.
so we just assumed that fucking Mac was gonna be on Cash Money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
and it didn't work out, but he went over there. But at the same time, Watt was DJing for him and Mia, but we were still neutral. All of us still friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm working over here, Watt working over there.
Right.
You know, but it was one of them things where you had individuals and people that was just like, well, damn, we don't really know y'all relationships, how much y'all actually fuck with each other. You know, and to a lot of them, it was uncomfortable because it was some beef with these other two people, other three people.
We're outside of y'all.
It was never our beef.
Right.
It was never none of the artists' beef. You know what I'm saying? It was just whoever the heads was, and it's just like that shit just took on a face to make everybody be like, well, I'm gonna ride or die with this motherfucker. I'm with him, so I gotta do that.
Right.
You was with. Well, first, I want to say this. From doing that in-house shit and how the streaming shit work now, you reap that was a good thing. You reap the benefit from doing all that shit, right? You opened the doors with Cash Money.
Yeah.
Right? So you didn't feel like you was ahead too at that time when you opened the doors? Like
I wasn't,
you, Slim and Birdman? Like
I wasn't paying attention to this shit, dude. I was so fucking caught up on what I was doing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who tell you this shit, you hear this over and over in New Orleans. A lot of folks was caught up so much in what they was doing and they was loving their craft until you looked up and you saw like, damn, these niggas got cars. These niggas got, damn, wait, nigga, you got another chain? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like, you just been working. That's all you've been doing. And then when you know, and it's just like when you actually wake up, you like, man, this shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I had a whole period of where I was just doing fucking music. I wasn't even looking up to see what was going on, to see what people was building around me or whatever and all of that. And I still was a fan of everything. Like, you know, like what I was telling y'all, it was music. It might have been some shit that was dissing Cash Money, but if it was jamming to me, it was jamming to me.
Right.
You know
took
what I'm saying?
As that. You
yeah,
took it as good music.
Yeah, I took it as good music. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I can't hear you with that shit you talking about. This shit jamming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How you start rapping on them bitches? Because you nigga knew you wasn't a rapper, you know, in their mind, but nigga, it seemed like how you did this shit, it was easy for a nigga to learn your shit and nigga rap that bitch every time.
Well, that was the whole premise of what I was gonna bring to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this shit basics, punchlines, the shit that niggas gonna be like, you heard what that nigga said? Yeah. Man, you just hear what this
Ladies
nigga
and gentlemen,
just said. Yeah,
you know, boys and girls.
Yeah, like you just this nigga shit gonna be the shit. Now, what was so cool, and I'm always gonna give credit to this. My dad, you know what I'm saying, was the one who was just like, dog, start putting yourself first.
Right.
He was like, I see what's going on. I see what's going on, how some of these dudes moving. He was like, man, get the first verse on a lot of these songs, dude, because that shit gonna be here for forever. Right. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna be here for and luckily I started doing that. Like where I'm like, okay, fuck it. I didn't never come to the studio and say that to nobody.
Right.
But I'm like, fuck, I'm rapping first on this motherfucker.
I
knew, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, so if the shit hit the fan, I got a nice little catalog, a category. I can go out there and do a concert my fucking self.
First
you feel
song,
what I'm saying?
First verse.
First lines, yeah, always win.
Right.
Hey, fucking just them intros, like nigga don't do them intros no more, dog.
Yeah.
Like them intros was big, so that was like your thing. Like you came up with.
Hell yeah.
That used to be some funny shit, bro.
We was just talking about that, right?
With Ziggly Wiggly and shit. Yeah.
So yeah, like with that being said, because we were just listening to Juvenile on our way over here, and you on 400 Degrees, and you kind of kicked it off and was like, man, this set the tone for. Like what the album about to be about, you know what I'm saying? Like, was that something that you knew out the gate had to be done, or was just something that you was doing?
In meeting Juvie, when he first rapped some of them songs to me, I was like, this nigga album gotta be jamming as a motherfucker. It can't be no shit where we just mediocre with it or fucked with it, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think 400 Degrees was a step above all the Cash Money shit that we was doing prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was cool, but 400 Degrees was fucking
I
hear.
told you.
Yeah, right. It was
You know what I'm
next level.
saying?
Right.
So I'm just like, listen, this shit cool, but this shit, what he talking about?
I just told you that.
Right,
You know what I'm
real
saying?
talk.
I'm like,
What you was
this
telling me.
shit deserve, nigga, we gotta go in on this shit. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that Juvie knew the songs already, I think that's what made the shit great too.
Meaning what? Like he knew the
He
songs.
had already knew them songs. You know what I'm saying? That was shit that Juvie had been rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, prior to
before he got there. He just never got to record it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you know a song, you know it's better. The delivery
it better, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, the fact that he knew a lot of them songs already was just like, oh, this shit is coming together better,
Right.
rather than you trying to figure this shit out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, even with Juve, the times where we bumped heads was me telling him he need to rewrite some shit. You know what I'm
he
saying?
didn't like that.
He didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? We better now because now he understands this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wasn't saying that to tell you fucked up. I'm telling you that there's a better delivery in you.
Yeah,
that
I know.
one was all right.
I know that.
Yeah, that one was all right, but you could do better than that.
Yeah, I know. There's a better side of you.
Exactly.
Like, I see that in you.
Yeah,
Right.
nah, we ain't gonna take that take. Let's do another one. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times with success, cats get to, you can't tell me nothing. Look what I fucking done. You know
Big
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Oh yeah. I experienced it. I've been
Yeah.
on the road with Juvie, so I totally understand. Like, you know, some of my conversations with Juvie used to be like, I want to go to. Did you sell 4 million records?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
but nigga, you sold that on my track.
Yeah. Prior to that, I'm just saying.
Talking about Fresh, nigga, you sold that on my track.
Yeah, but that's like what I'm saying is that I can kind of understand Fresh on the side of it. Like that's just Juvie as a person.
Yeah.
It have nothing to do with what he did or didn't do. It's just that's how he feel about himself as an artist. So when I used to try to speak to him about certain things, he would kind of tell me, "Have you?" That was like the best thing to put me in my place. Have you sold 4 million? No, I haven't.
Can't fuck with that.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. That was a good way to shut me up. Like, you know, he couldn't do that with Fresh because they was at the beginning
honestly,
of it.
shit, you know, a lot of that did happen. In the beginning, it wasn't that way.
Right.
But you know, but as we progressed, you know, and he even said it in interviews before where he was just like, I can't fuck with Mannie because Mannie think he know it all. You know what I'm saying? And we have forgiven each other for comments and all of that.
Right,
but I
right.
was like, bro, it wasn't that I know it all. I was trying to make the shit the best that it could be.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was striving for greatness.
Yeah, I was striving for greatness. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you know, and you got to put a team in it. You didn't just sell that. We all sold that.
Yeah, we played a part. We played a part
in that.
Right.
Everybody played a part in that. But the difference and the crazy shit is this. That's past tense.
Right. That's what happened.
We talking about right now. What are we doing right now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, you did do that. You fucking did that. But what about right now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's
not even
that's the
relevant.
talk, right.
Yeah, that's not even. We all know you did it, but you know what I'm saying? That's anybody. I'm saying that towards anybody. If you know, because a lot of times you get cats that do that. That'll come at you and say, "Well, damn, bro, I sold blah blah blah." Cool, you did, but what about right now?
That's what it's about. You can't get paid. You can't get paid today or yesterday's point.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday prices is not today's prices. That go the same way with your talent. Like,
what's
you know what I'm
missing
saying?
with rap? What's missing with hip hop right now in New Orleans? Whatever we want to call it, whatever we call it, the presence of, you know, we'll say the word OG, but the presence of the experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got people that experience this shit, that went through this shit for you. You don't even want to listen to them. You don't want,
right?
If I could give you some solid advice, why wouldn't you listen to me?
That's strong.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you take an A&R right now, it's somebody who they uncle gave them that job. They don't have no background in music or none of that. And we got so many rappers that did this shit big, and it's just like, well, how come you don't have a job after this shit, working at a record company somewhere, advising some young dude, telling him a better way to do it, instead of some motherfucker who, like, you don't even have a music background. How the fuck are you sitting in my,
telling
you know
me.
what I'm saying, telling me?
right, real talk.
And then when you actually do, right now, some of these dudes don't want to hear shit. You know, them niggas treat niggas like they dinosaurs.
Yes.
Like, man, I ain't hearing shit you got. All right, bro, I'm just trying to tell you it's a better way to do that.
Right.
You know, shit, the older you get, you know this. Cross your T's and dot your I's. That pen is a motherfucker. You could come in this bitch slinging iron, words, all of that. If the people say you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Right.
Fuck off. You could be gangster as you wanna be. If they hit you with them fucking papers And they say you owe me money, you gonna have to give me my fucking money. I don't give a fuck about your guns, none of that.
Right.
It's paperwork.
Yeah, it mean everything.
Yeah, that paperwork.
Did you see when you was making all them beats and shit like that? I know everybody when they doing something, they craft and shit, they envision that, you know, a nigga going fall. But did you see when you was making them bitches, did you visualize, man, these bitches going platinum and platinum?
Yeah,
and platinum?
I always felt like everything I was doing was on the level of, like, you know what I'm saying? I think you got to think that way in this shit. If you second guess yourself or you with somebody like that, you with the wrong fucking people. You know what I'm saying? You with the wrong people. One of the things, even though I said that about Juve, one of the things I admired about him, he was cocky as a motherfucker.
Cocky and confident.
You know what I'm saying? Cocky and confident. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, Wayne them used to be mad as a motherfucker. Juvia come in that bitch, man, it's about me. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing.
Right. That's his personality, right.
Don't sing the words to my fucking song, y'all move when I come out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it made them niggas better too. Cause I was like, if you keep fucking with Wayne like that, boy,
you're gonna make a monster.
You gonna make a monster, and then you made that motherfucker a monster.
Yeah, he made him a monster because he understood he was the youngest of all of them. Like, right, so he learned from all of them. Like, right, real talk.
Who got on a Mannie Fresh track and made you was like, damn, I ain't know that nigga was gonna do that to this bitch.
Bun B, I would say Bun. A lot of times,
wow.
Bun. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because Bun is so fucking nice, bro. And some of the earlier Cash Money shit he rapped on is just that he ain't never really done that. But, you know, and I'm just like, even to this day, some of the wordplay that nigga had on some of them songs, I'm like, damn, this nigga is snapping.
And then gotta be Wayne. Wayne eat your shit
Yeah,
up,
definitely Wayne. But I would say outside Bun B. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't on Cash Money. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that I was like, nigga, this nigga going off. Like, this nigga just went crazy. But, you know, by the time we did the first quarter, I was like, oh, Wayne, another motherfucker.
Something different.
Yeah, because
alien.
we was talking about Go DJ on how we was, you know, because he told me he wanted to do this shit over. So I was like, okay. So I had already thought of the treatment for the video and all of this shit before we even done the song. I was like, so we gonna send these DJs these camcorder things and let them film their radio show and send us bits and pieces back so we could edit that shit in the video.
Right.
Because I'm like, okay, this the shit Go DJ. So I do the little hook. He do the fucking part when we get to do this shit, and this nigga didn't say nothing about no DJs. Nothing.
Yeah. He ain't even mention the fucking DJ. Wow. And I was just like, nigga, he killed that bitch. I'm like, fuck it. Who gonna tell him? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Who gonna say? Because I'm like, this shit was supposed to be about DJ. DJ. Right.
Nigga, this nigga just snapped on this bitch, and he ran that bitch in one take. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, dog, that nigga killed that bitch so hard. I'm just like, I don't know what the fucking the whole thought of this shit is done. But I'm just like, fuck it, we gotta keep it.
That nigga serious.
Right. We're producing. What artists that you feel like you produce, like what song that you feel like you produced that just like blew you out the water as a producer? Like which one that just like kind of like stunned you?
I think a lot of 400 Degrees did, because, you know, a lot of niggas saw musicianship in me. Yeah. Earlier, niggas was like, you know, that's that bounce shit. You know, it's just drums and it sounds. When I got to 400 Degrees of either BG, Chopper City, you know, you saw the music go like, oh shit. Yeah, right. He's like, okay, this shit is real music. Right. These niggas down here is doing real music. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that element, it changed the whole fucking thing. Opposed to, you know, a lot of times we had a lot of niggas in New Orleans. We had 800 niggas that just made beats out of sounds, opposed to a nigga who actually really knew how to produce. Who knew how to produce.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to go to that nigga who, all right, nigga, just give me that little loop. That's cool. But I can't do a whole album with you because you're going to give me a whole album of just some shit like that. But we start learning from each other. You know, if I left a keyboard somewhere and Precise and them seeing that bitch, they like, that's Mannie keyboard, nigga. Right. We about to use that bitch.
Right, yeah.
If I saw them niggas drum machine,
right.
I was like, that nigga left his 808 in here.
I'm hitting that, right.
This bitch. I'm about to hit this bitch on something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Was it any like, I know it was competition because I know that's what you bred off for, like, you know, with KLC, guys like Precise, whatever, like, how did you feel about other producers on the side? Did you credit them as being, like, as dope, or? Yeah,
because I always felt like it was a team effort, bro. Anytime you done something, you know, I think what moved Cash Money the early 80s, what moved what moved y'all on Big Boy was, like, you know what I'm saying? And on, what moved all of them was a team effort.
It was.
That was before all of the politics came into it. Because if you was writing a song, it would be 7 niggas in there contributing to that song.
Right.
To that song.
Right. I don't think people see that as today. All this thing they do it themselves, but not knowing that it's an audience around you, a group of people in there that bring in ideas that make you who you are. So even with being on the road with Juvie, Mystical, the whole nine, they used to always say we're gonna do this, and I'm like, you don't have the same elements. We don't have some of those people around us that was kind of like hyping us up or building us up to a certain, or throwing in a little line here and there to make it dope as it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of artists today don't understand that plays a part, like that audience, that's what makes the music what it is today.
The bigger you get, the more out of touch you are. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Shit.
The bigger you get, the more out of touch you are. Right. So now you counting on the streets, you counting on your little cousin that come in there, and that nigga telling you what's going on. Now you got to rap from that concept because it's still a team effort.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
You're not around them.
Yeah,
people,
you're not around them people. If a nigga come in here right now and say, you know, niggas call niggas woody, you like, nigga, we what? Yeah, niggas
that's what they're saying now.
That's what they saying now.
Right.
You gotta write, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't out there. You don't know what the fuck going on.
Right.
So you still need that team effort. You still need that nigga to peep in the room. The one nigga to be like, listen, bro, man, they ain't what they doing. Nigga, this is what's cool. All right, fuck. Sit down, nigga, tell me. You know what I'm saying? And what made a lot of shit for Cash Money, it was that, you know, that shit with the streets. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the Hot Boys, you know what I'm saying? We had gangster. We had niggas really around us that, you know, bitch was like, man, them niggas some hot boys.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know what that hoe just said?
We running with that, right.
Like, well, we running with that. Y'all niggas the hot boys.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, all of that shit was just New Orleans slang. Head buster. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, boy, them fucking boys some head busters. You know what I'm saying? Next thing we using that. Right. We using all of that shit that came from that effort of some nigga just walked in the room and gave you a whole story that you can't even go around no more because you ain't living like that.
I noticed that, you know, even in the days when Cash Money was doing what they was doing, y'all used to take a lot of stuff that y'all say in a song and make it a hook. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That becomes the new hook. Like, who was that orchestrated
That was always me. You know
that was some real shit, too, right? You just said.
Right.
Because you got to think from a DJ perspective, sometimes what moves the crowd, it could be 2 words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
2 words, and you like, these motherfuckers repeat this. You know what I'm saying?
You understood that?
Yeah. No matter what, hate it or love it, Turk's greatest moment was, I need a project, bitch. A hood rat, bitch.
Right.
One of them motherfuckers say, because I need a hot girl. When that shit happens, the crowd go fucking crazy.
His part go crazy, right?
He fucked up and missed Project Chick when we did the song. So Juve did the hook.
Yeah,
but I was just like, dude, that was your greatest moment. This would have been your
This was your time to shine.
This was your fucking time.
This was gonna put you in the spot where you supposed to be.
Where you was supposed to be. Because to this day, when that part come on,
the crowd
go crazy. So you naturally knew that was a hit. And you could take a nigga who is a perfect example of where experience come in. You could take a nigga that's just kind of experiencing shit and he knows some shit. Let's go to Trinidad James, for instance. When Trinidad James came, that nigga reminded us of old New Orleans and some other shit. Because we was like, man, this nigga look like the nigga on Martin. And this nigga rubbing the puppy.
Right.
This nigga got, and you like, nigga, this we ain't seen this because everybody was glamorous. Everybody got glamorous. Right. Now you see a nigga with some fucked up shoes on with
dumbed it down, right?
Dumbed it down, and we just like, nigga, this what the fuck we came from. This the reality,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that automatically made you all of rap pay attention to that fucking song, because niggas was like, man, you seen this video? This nigga look like the character on Martin. Like, you know, niggas really thought if this was a parody or something. And I'm like, nah, that's really...
he thought it was a joke, right?
Like, this really this nigga. This nigga. Right. Walking around with cars with fucked up rims on them, and them niggas just walking through the video, and it kind of reminded you of
I said the same thing. It kind of
reminded you of the images and all of that shit. Now
showing the struggle.
Showing the struggle, because rap hadn't got so glamorous. You ain't seen that shit in a while. Then you know what I'm saying? Now, let's fast forward. This nigga the biggest shit in hip hop around that time. He dropped an album and everything fucking sank. Niggas is like, ain't nobody tripping for this nigga. This nigga was a one time, and I'm like, none of y'all niggas thought. But listen to what I'm saying. None of y'all niggas around him thought that his next song should be Papa Molly, I'm Sweating.
Right.
For the shit that you saying. Yeah.
That was the biggest part of the fucking fucking song.
You're right, real talk.
Yo,
that
next
makes
song
sense.
could have been Papa Molly, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Woo!
Papa Molly, I'm sweating. It would have rolled. Like,
it would have
was already on it.
It was already on it.
Right.
And I'm like, you ain't have no niggas around.
So in a mix of like you said, when you was with Cash Money, like you like we're talking to Baby, Slim, the whole nine. You was identifying that out the gate.
Yeah,
this should be the next. Like,
yeah,
right.
Because like you're saying, you think just because your position as the producer and the beat making and shit, like you get more detail and you know what the song need. Like you were saying, you were telling Jules some shit that he needed to do. You think because the position that you had, like you hear that shit first and you see it.
Yeah,
because that's how it be. I should go to the studio with this nigga and because he produced, he look up to you. You know what I'm saying? And he like know the shit that the rapper don't know to make the song better, because I'm the nigga who made the track and how it go with it and shit.
Yeah, because you already got a vision of your beat. You know, a lot of times when we did songs, I already had wrote the hook to the fucking song. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them songs, the hooks was already there when I came there. You know, I'm like, nigga, that's all y'all got to do is fill in the blanks. Here go bling bling. You know what I'm saying? Here go I need a hot girl. Here go blah blah blah. You know, I'm like, because I knew what I wanted this bitch to sound like before I got here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But a lot of times you get, oh nigga, I made it, and I'm just like, but you're not hearing, you know, from the average motherfucker. You know, and you got to think about it. One of my biggest pushbacks with Cash Money was when the shit just went too fucking crazy. Because we were supposed to be for the average Joe. Even though we was talking a lot of shit, you got to think, right. we had PT Cruisers, we had Chrysler's 300s and all of that shit. And I'm like, nigga, I don't really want to get into the Lambos. I'm like, because there's more niggas with PT Cruisers and more niggas with
shit. Right, yeah. This their lifestyle.
Yeah, this their lifestyle. Anything else, you nigga can't obtain it.
You out their league.
You out their league. Right. Sooner or later, they gonna move to another nigga, and that was Boosie and Webbing them.
It's like getting niggas sense on. Going back to the struggle.
Took Cash Money first fucking plan and just ran with that shit. Tucked that shit and was like, yeah, nigga, we talking about charges, challenges, and da-da-da-da. And you know what I'm saying?
That niggas can afford.
Shit that niggas can afford. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dog, don't never stop fucking with these niggas. You gotta always fuck with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more of them.
Than the ones we talking about.
Right. And that shit'll fuck with your mind, and that shit'll pressure you to go that way.
That's why we fucked up right now. That's why you go to a club, every nigga got on a rapper kit. All these niggas, you don't even know what a rapper look like now.
So it's evident that Cash Money changed the game to where we at today. Like the whole like listen, all this, I went did something with some kids. They was like, I didn't have on no jewelry. And it was like, this is the rapper from Portage County. It was like, well, where's jury at? It was almost like if I didn't have that on, where your piece? That's what they say. They didn't say jury. Where your piece at? So I was like, so we was just trying to like talk to the kids to kind of tell them like some of this shit is fugazi, but at the end of the day, they was like so brainwashed to the level of what they had saw that had elevated to a level where that became the new reality of what people looked at as, if you're gonna be a rapper, you gotta have this. So we can say Cash Money made the standards for the game at what we are today.
You didn't, fuck. I got smashed for saying it was the gift and the curse sometimes on interviews, because it was. I'm like, my nigga, everybody copied this shit. I'm like, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for what Baby was or whatever, but I'm like, nigga, I never set out to make everybody in rap want to be a fucking baller. I just knew we was good at that. And when we was doing this, when we first started, we had categories. We had the storyteller, we had the pro-black nigga, we had the gangster rapper, we had the big timer. So you had all of that. Now everybody, nigga, get rich. Fuck all the in-between shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So we lost something.
Yeah,
we lost something.
We lost something because everybody took that format and was just like, nah, this is what we doing. You know, and it's just like, nah, nigga, that wasn't meant for all of y'all. Some of y'all, y'all could do that, but now if we talking Southern rap, like you said, every nigga won't be on. Like, it's kind of like it's fucking nuts.
People don't even sell a struggle no more.
Yeah,
it's like if I come in the game, I come in the game already as a dude that had it.
Yeah,
and that I don't think that was never the real format that hip hop was designed for. It was almost like come in where you really at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's an illusion to the public that if I want to be a rapper, I gotta have this image out the gate. So it's like we already buy into you as already being a dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't buy into your struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that make a difference.
Consciously, without you knowing, you were still making songs for people. That's what made them songs good songs. That's why they still here. If you saying, why you acting funny with all your money? Why you acting bad? You basically saying, like, for real, I'm not telling you I'm a zillionaire, bitch. I'm trying to get this money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you say Z28, nigga,
yeah,
like
we were talking about the shit that we was living, right?
Niggas riding
this
it.
What we was living, right?
Niggas wanted a Z28.
Yeah, we made it popular, right. Real talk, right.
That nigga Fresh with this shit for real.
Yeah, he talking that real shit. That ain't no rap cap, bro. Real
Fresh
talk.
with that shit for real. He love that shit, dog.
You know what I'm saying? When you say shit like that, niggas, you consciously, you probably didn't realize, but it was just like you was in the era of when niggas wanted that. You was happy with a Z28. Nigga,
yeah,
like,
that
nigga,
meant something.
I'm good. I got this. This means something around this bitch.
Right, and we gonna brag about it and talk about it. Right. In the beginning, you know, like you know, some artists only know Mannie Fresh as Mannie Fresh with Cash Money, but they had an era that came in before Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? I remember, like,
me and Gregory
when
D.
you and Gregory D was doing y'all thing, like, I was already looking like y'all was one of the people that made me believe that rap can happen. You know what I'm saying? So y'all was signed to RCA, right?
Yeah.
And y'all wound up going to LA at one time, and it was like around the time when they had the rides with the riding.
Yeah, we was out there for that shit.
Right. And they had some girls from the GTS came over. Mm-hmm. Man, tell me about an episode that happened with the lotion.
Well, bro, I would listen, nigga, before any niggas was crazy in rap, Greg was the original crazy nigga.
Right.
Greg was the nigga, the feds, we done went to jail, all kind of shit.
Right.
You name it, the shit happened to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, well, you just like, nigga, y'all niggas lucky to be here.
Right.
You know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk.
Y'all niggas lucky to be here, nigga. It was some shit in Baton Rouge or whatever, and this nigga Greg used to just have orgies, all kind of shit. He
was wilding.
Yeah, this the very beginning of rap when niggas was a rap star.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't had to have shit. You just had to have rap behind your name, nigga. And we come back to the hotel. I don't know what the fuck we was doing. We was going. The feds surrounded the building and everything. These motherfuckers arrest us. Everybody fucking locked up. Everybody. And we can laugh about this shit right now. The bitches got us handcuffed, saying like, y'all niggas going to jail for life. They never told us what happened. They got all of us. They got the chicks in different rooms. So then this nigga come in there. There's always one crazy nigga, the detective nigga. That nigga come in there and said, one of y'all peed on that fucking girl. Who peed on the fucking...
Wow.
And we like, wait, that's what this shit behind? And nigga like, yeah, nigga, and she soaked. She still smell like piss.
Right.
Nigga, and I was like...
That was R. Kelly before R. Kelly.
I was like, dog, I don't know what Kelly, the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then the girl fucking daddy in there cutting up. And I'm like, man, we handcuffed to a chair. Y'all ain't gonna grab this nigga. He just gonna beat niggas up.
Right.
This nigga like, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Who pissed on me? Who did blah, 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 and all of that. So the girl, she telling us the story. She was like, I don't think it's him. They bringing her from room to room. Picking people out. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So she said she think the nigga named Rigori. She done dropped the G off of Gregory and calling him Rigori. Some shit he done said.
Yeah, Gregory.
Think the nigga named Rigori. We go, who the fuck is Rigori? Then the cop going, this Rigori hang with y'all? Then the cop circle back around. The nigga said, and this could be the same story, could be something different. Then he said, not only did the nigga pee on, and the cop talking to us like this, he said, not only did the nigga pee on her, the nigga splashed lotion on her like he came on.
Right. See, splash lotion on her, right.
And the nigga doing this, he's showing us the little, and I'm like,
the motion of what he did, right.
And then like, whoever the fuck Rigori is,
we gonna get this
nigga.
Right, yeah, we out for him. Right. He a predator.
The whole while that was Greg.
The whole time, this fucking Greg.
Right. So that was the lotion talk?
Yeah, the whole time. Then the nigga, this was so crazy. They put us in the room. So they fucked over us, not knowing because you're young. They put all us in the room together after this, and Greg telling us what he did, and they recording the shit.
Wow.
Greg like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking peed on. I got da-da-da. And I'm like, nigga, you stupid motherfucker. What the fuck would you do that for? Then 10 minutes later, they like, we heard it all, dog. We got
we found who it is.
Bitch, you Rigori.
We found Rigori. Right.
Hey, say, friends, when like, we from New Orleans, bro. We love fucking Cash Money. We love No Limit and all that shit. And when we in here talking about it, like, it shit exciting. It's good to hear. And I know you was in the midst of it, so you had good times with Cash Money and shit. Do you really thought that shit would ever end?
I mean, to me, everything got an ending cycle. You know what I'm saying? All of us got an ending and a beginning. Can you still have brothers like that? Yeah, I still consider them all my brothers, but we gonna all grow up. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna grow up. You and some of your partners not gonna be the same. Y'all still gonna be partners. Y'all still gonna be brothers. Sometimes we can move in certain things, but I think what happened with even with us, I was doing something else completely different from whatever was going on with that. Because you got to think this nigga Baby got a gift for that nigga could sell fucking space heaters in hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's niggas who, it's niggas who could do shit like that.
Gift for gab.
Yeah, and I'm like, I really love this shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be around some shit where I feel like, it's this what it is to you. It's this to you. Now, I get it as a business to him, but it's more personal for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, dude, it's more than business. It's about a career. It's about somebody growing. And you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, I can't look at this dude and I know I fucked over him and I'm going to see him a couple of times over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't no cool shit.
It rub you wrong, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think a lot of times with a lot of folks that came from different labels in New Orleans, they couldn't get right because they couldn't get right over what a motherfucker done them. Some people strong, some people not. A lot of talent was wasted because they was waiting for this person to do the right thing. And I'm like, that motherfucker ain't gonna do the right thing. You better pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep it moving.
That's just not who he is.
Yeah, that's just not who he is. Not built that way.
So you just woke up one morning like, I'm leaving?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like when that decision came and that separation came, did it happen because you thought that like somewhat you was a partner with them out the gate?
Yeah,
because a lot of people say that they split because
when the door opened, he was there, bro.
Yeah, he was there from the beginning. But I'm just saying on paperwork, like when we dealing with paperwork, like I said, y'all was signed the RCA in the beginning, so you had kind of dealt with music business before Cash Money even started what they was doing.
Because you got to think a lot of stuff that even happened with them, it was my introduction when it came down to publishing and all of that. I showed y'all.
I felt like you showed it because I knew you knew.
I showed y'all how to do all of this. I showed you how to do this, how this is supposed to be set up, how this,
you knew more.
Yeah,
more.
So you can't keep saying that, I'm gonna get you right on the next one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that shit, dog. That ain't gonna keep on. That ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? And the sweet spot about just us, what makes us different, and I'm gonna say New Orleans, we'll fuck with you for forever, for a long time till we get fed up with you.
That's a fact.
Knowing that this shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? All right, my nigga, cool. I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you the chance. I'm gonna give you the chance. And it's so many folks that's from my era, you know what I'm saying, where you knew that's what was going on. Where you just like, man, this nigga hung in here for forever. For a long time. You know what I'm saying? Where until you just had to be like, man, fuck.
I can't fuck with it.
Yeah, I can't fuck with this.
When the other artists started leaving, did you leave before Juvie and like?
No, Juve left first and Juve came back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when Juve came back, I remember me and him talking about publishing and stuff, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna sell everything and blah, 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 da-da-da-da. So I don't even know how that shit worked out with Babe and them, but I would just remember him telling me the terms of what and I was just like, that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm like, my nigga, even though you came back, like, know your work, know what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying?
Know what you value.
Yeah, that kind of woke me up to certain things. Right. Now, I can honestly say this. I know, it's a breath of fresh air because Baby said this shit not too long ago for him to say, like, at the time, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know how
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
None of us knew, right?
Yeah,
like,
none of us, you know what I'm saying? And it was so long that we been waiting for you just to say that.
Right.
That's all.
That's
all.
honesty right there. Right.
Yeah.
But he said he ain't I watched the interview. He said he didn't know, and he said he just talked to you, and he said from the times how y'all did move with the tracks and you know in house, like you set for life from doing that.
Yeah, but even a lot of that shit is true. Like a lot of that shit is that's me crossing my T's, dotting my I's.
Kind of your business,
yeah,
right?
It ain't come from my situation with them. You know
it's
what I'm saying?
That's
just
me
doing my own shit. You know what I'm saying? My shit came alive after that. You know, I wouldn't probably be here if I got all of the shit from that. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it just was like, okay, nigga, you gotta grow up. You gotta start taking care of your shit. Stop letting all these motherfuckers in the mix of what's going on and take care of that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of that was a blueprint for him too, because he was like, okay, I see how Mannie moving. I see what he doing. And even if he didn't like it, I still was big enough to say like, well, nigga, I'm gonna have to send these papers to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get this right. Business is business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the more we start talking, you know, I'm like, listen, bro, my children know your children. Nigga, we can hate each other. We can figure this out.
Right.
But I got to get this from you. I worked for this.
I earned this.
I earned this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the more, it was like, okay, bro, give it to him. Give him this. But it was never everything that I was owed, but it kind of made him a better person too, because it was just like, man, he ain't backing down. I'm like, dog, I'm not, because now I see what it is. This pencil, this pad, and this shit, if these folks say you got to give it to me,
you got to give it to
me. Right. You got to give it to me. All of that.
It's that paperwork.
Yeah.
It's that talk, right? It's that paperwork.
Right. I want it. The fans want it. You ever see that shit working again, like a Cash Money reunion?
Yeah, you got to think. We just did. It's weird to me that, you know, fuck it, I'm going to go on the record and say that Drake get it before anybody else could get it. Because we just did Drake shit, me, him, and me, Baby, and Wayne. You know what I'm saying? In Canada. No, we just did his concert.
His concert, right.
Yeah, we just did his.
Right.
And so Drake was like, fuck, I want the reunion. You know what I'm saying? How can we do it?
It's gonna come.
You know what I'm saying?
So if BG come home, like that's something in the books.
Listen, I'm game for it. You know what I'm saying?
It got to be everybody.
Listen, I fuck with them 100. I don't hold grudges because it blocks my blessings. But even if I didn't fuck with you, I would still go get that money.
Yeah, it's a bag.
It's a bag. I would be like, nigga, y'all would be like, them niggas sung their ass off in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? And I told this nigga, fuck him, see you in fucking Toronto tomorrow.
Right, real talk. We're going to get this money. Right.
Fuck you, bitch ass nigga, see you tomorrow.
I think the world will want to see that, bro, because y'all made so much of an impact when it came to hip hop. Y'all changed the game to the day. Like what the game is today is off the back of Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Even with producers, like, you know what I'm saying, the guys that produce songs. I think some of the stuff that they mimic is coming from Mannie Fresh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because of the standards that you set prior to them getting into having a career, you know, at the end of the day. You know?
And even if we talking lead man right now, that's Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Hands down. So it's like, you know, and anytime we talk, I'm throwing that curveball at his ass. I'm like, listen, bro, you ain't got to wait for Baby. You ain't, nigga, you the nigga now.
You make that call.
You appointed now. You are the dude. Call, right? Yeah, you the dude. You the nigga with the wallet. You the nigga who could put this together. You the nigga who you did Weezy Fest. You brung all of us there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of us. So you can do the tour right now.
Right. You call that shot.
You call that shot. You don't need nobody else right now. And I'm like, this shit that just happened. Drake called that. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay. This nigga loved us, just like you say. He grew up on us like, nigga, I want to see this because I know what y'all movement was. But I'm like, it's a nigga right next to you who put you on who should be doing this.
Because he was in there.
Yeah, he was in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, he shouldn't be doing, you should be doing this.
Real talk. I totally agree. Saying? Like, I totally agree. One thing I thought that would have changed the game, like for hip hop for us, New Orleans, like just to make the world know what New Orleans really brought to the game as a whole, was for Cash Money and No Limit to do a tour together. Yep. Like, I know that's something that probably would never happen because of the other shit that happened in life.
But it's still, at this point, it shouldn't even be that shit no more. We grown now.
Yeah, we should be
whatever I said, whatever you said, nigga, fuck all of that. It's some serious money that could be made right now.
And they want it.
And they want it. And they won't see it.
Right.
And you got to think, like I said, for whatever we call this shit, old school bounce, old school New Orleans, and all of that, the shit then came alive in the fourth quarter. Niggas want that now.
Right.
They tired of this watered down shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I go DJ, nigga stay early 90s, you know, I mean 90s to the early 2000s. Anything new, nigga looking at me like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, what is you playing? Like, you shouldn't be playing that. Right.
So it's crazy how the shit that it's like, damn, these songs have survived the fucking time and niggas still jam to these
golden
bitches.
era,
and
bro.
they still going hard because it's so diluted right now to it's just like, well, shit.
Yeah,
if you want a good show, you're gonna have to go back to a seasoned motherfucker.
So how a new rapper that's coming out today, what's the blueprint for him to follow?
You gotta learn some shit from some of these other niggas and stop going, I know it all. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if you a new nigga, you not even selling rap. Niggas is really selling lifestyle. And I'm like, nigga, if you don't want to do this shit, let a nigga who want to do this. You know, you got niggas right now who will do an interview. 4 out of 5 niggas will be like, nigga, I don't even really fucking rap. This is just some shit I do. Well, get the fuck then.
Yeah, you ain't no rapper.
You ain't no rapper. You wasting space. Right. It's a nigga who really won't do
You don't respect the craft.
Yeah, you don't respect the craft. And you making money at this, and that's the way you look at it. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, nigga, if this shit took you out the projects, got your mama straight, got all of that, what the fuck are you going back to that for?
Right.
How many of y'all niggas go? Yeah, look at the alarming rate that niggas is dying. Rap is the most dangerous fucking job in the world right now.
Right.
Real
Young
talk.
rap.
I agree.
It's the most
Young
dangerous
rap,
shit.
right.
Like, I'm like, nigga, what are you doing? If this was the blessing that took you out of this shit, what are you going back to that shit for?
Right.
What we talk? Just imagine us as grown men right now, nigga. We just did something. We made 40 grand. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't a whole bunch, but I'm just saying, niggas good enough for us.
Yeah.
We just made 40 grand, and a nigga just walking here talking about we gotta kill Troy. Boy, if you don't get your stupid ass out of here.
You set me back.
Yeah.
You set me all the way back.
We set to make another 40 tomorrow.
Right.
You talking about we gotta kill Troy.
Right.
Boy, you don't get your stupid ass out of here.
Right,
and they don't know how to say that. These niggas
Right.
don't know how to say, like, bro, what you doing is not my thing. You go kill Troy. Nigga, that's cool right here.
Right. I totally agree.
Exactly like
I
me.
totally agree with you saying, bro. Like I don't see why others can't see that. You know what I'm saying? You change your life, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you choose to have to go back to the same hood that the struggle was in.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know. Like,
bro, you not a hoe if you beat a nigga mentally. Listen to what I'm saying. That nigga might have done you something.
Gotta play chess.
Talk that shit,
that nigga
man.
might have done you something, but now you out that area. What the fuck am I going back for, dude?
Yeah.
You keep
I
calling.
owe you nothing.
Yeah, you in the barbershop talking about I'm a hoe. That nigga ain't, man, you boy, what you talking about? You ain't even nowhere in my world. I'm crazy if I come back to you. I'm fucking nuts if I come back down there to you.
Right. I'm playing myself.
Yeah.
First, you said when you was saying about that cash money shit, that hot boy shit. So that, and you said we had gangster around. That hot boy shit. That shit really mimicked the hot boys, the real hot boys, the gangster.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you had them kind of elements around you. You know, any era in that, you had some niggas around you that was some niggas that was doing some real shit.
So we just said the hot boy gonna be the rap.
Yeah. And then on we was trying to clean up a lot of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't just going like, okay,
glorifying.
Yeah. We trying to actually do this shit the right way. We gonna use this street shit, but we actually making this shit a business for real. Like we ain't about to be the fucking hot boys that, you know what, we rap on Mondays and we breaking in your fucking house on Tuesdays. Right. It's like, no, y'all niggas is rappers. That's what y'all do. Look the part. Ain't nobody busting no fucking heads. Leave that to the real niggas.
Yeah, I heard that with Turk. Turk was kind of like saying that Baby was offended by, you know, them doing certain things that was outside of like the business. Like you know, even with Gangsta, I've even heard gangsters say, man, like, bro, like, y'all fucking up my business. Like, the shit that you're trying to bring to us off the street shit that you're doing, it's fucking up what I'm trying to do as a business. I'm trying to make it commercial of what y'all did in the streets. I'm trying to use it through this rap.
Yeah.
And what y'all bringing this street shit around me directly is fucking up the business at the end of the day. Was that some deep discussions that y'all had within Cash Money on the level of...
But see, I think this is where a lot of that went wrong. And this is crazy because you ain't gonna, you know, a lot of times a nigga not gonna say this. In Baby defense, I can honestly say that he was trying to take care of some street niggas, but that's just you ain't gonna never make a street nigga happy.
You ain't gonna never satisfy him.
You ain't gonna never satisfy him. You know, his deal was, okay, if I got this nigga, you know, and I'm gonna show you a better way, I'm gonna get you a call. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you run with us. But if this nigga like, man, I'm used to fast money. This money ain't fast
slow.
enough. It's too slow. So he going back to what he know. And I'm like, but you can't bring this to dinner because now this nigga looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Tough. So it's just like you bringing this element around. You ain't gonna never be able to satisfy this element. It's gonna always be like, nigga,
you gotta separate yourself from it. Right.
You got it, so I want it.
Yeah, you're gonna become steak to a nigga.
Yeah, you become steak. Yeah, nigga wanna eat you now.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? And I think his vision was, I'm trying to get some of these niggas off the streets, and you know what I'm saying? And their presence gonna make it good for me because they got this persona. It's official.
They're officially who they are, right? And it solidifies me, right?
But you only gonna have them for 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you got to feed the wolves. They're gonna overpower what you was trying to do.
Right. You got to think about right now. If you got an ignorant friend, like you know what I'm saying, and you talking to MTV, and this nigga just keep answering questions. You know what I'm saying? You love the nigga, but you like, nigga shut up.
Fuck up.
The fuck you keep on? But you know this nigga ignorant. You shouldn't have brung it.
I don't think that people understand that side of Baby, bro. Like, you know, a lot of like people look at Baby as a person that glorified the bullshit, but at the end of the day, like I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think people see him from that side of being a person that wanted to put them in business. Yeah. Like to be like get out the lifestyle you in, let's do this. You're like, that was your lifestyle. We're gonna use your lifestyle as a story and move on it, and I'm gonna try to put you in position to make money legally. I don't think people see him as that way.
And you know and a lot of times you don't wanna see it that way. And then the leader gotta be a leader too. You know what I'm saying? All of us then went here and there and jumped on trains with folks or whatever, and then you just like, well, this shit ain't working, bro, because you really not a leader. You got a vision, but you're not putting that vision, you know what I'm saying, in motion. Right. You know, it's like being signed to somebody, and on day one, all of us get 20 chains, but then we ain't doing nothing. I'm like, okay, we traveling, you doing something, but you ain't doing nothing to put all of us on. I'm not asking you to give me something. I'm saying, like, let's make this train move. But if you're not doing anything and you just think that, shit, we gonna stay hungry and we ain't gonna never say nothing, shit, sooner or later, everybody gonna have that moment of clarity where they just like, nigga, we've been here 5 days. Yeah. This nigga in his suite enjoying himself, chilling. We at the bottom. I thought this was some shit that we were supposed to be
as a whole.
Because if not, that shit gonna fall.
Yeah. Right.
That shit gonna fall. Hey, all y'all was young at the time of the Cash Money when the shit would start popping. How it was like on them tours, on them road and shit for us, the females and the fans being fanned out. Like,
shit, Cash Money was a super rap group. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it because you niggas done seen the videos and how and even my vision on what we did. How we did shit was different from what rap did before. We had a fucking helicopter that started in that changed the whole fucking that changed the whole.
I was there.
Yeah, niggas just like, wait, this is a fucking rock show. Yeah, he's like, this is a fucking rock show. These niggas ain't just coming out here with 4 mics grabbing their dicks. Like, these niggas got props, fucking flames going off, all kind of shit. Yeah. I'm like, bro, we gotta change this because if we gonna be looked at our show presence gotta be completely different from what rap is doing. Rap didn't have props at that time. It was just a nigga that went out there on the mic and just da-da-da-da. We had the big ass watch that opened up, the stage that went up, the fucking flames, all of that. And niggas was like, dude, these niggas actually, mimicking some rap shit or some rock shit. They putting on a performance. And this show got parts where it stopped, where it started, where you know what I'm saying? And just the way the tour always started with that helicopter, it was unbeatable. Yeah, that set the tone.
It was over then.
Yeah, it was over then. This bitch flew from the back of the fucking stadium all the way down and then landed on the stage.
Yeah, that was epic, bro.
Anybody else was like, how you follow these niggas?
How you follow these niggas? Right, it's over.
It's like, how you follow? This niggas could say anything after this.
So, like I said, and I gotta ask the question of, like, was that a talk, like, amongst you, Fresh, you, Baby, and Slim.
Yeah, but a lot of times, them niggas would just leave me with my visions and be like, okay, this is the way you see it. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta do this. You gotta da-da-da-da. So a lot of times, nobody would be around. I would fly out to LA and build a stage shit with the people. You know what I'm saying?
You never knew that.
I'm like, listen, bro, this is what I want. I want to do this. Can you find me an old helicopter, gut it out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and put that bitch on. And it was like, oh, it's doable. We do it all the time in rock concert. Well, we about to do that shit in rap.
In hip-hop, right.
Hip-hop.
right.
Fresh, if you deeply rooted into that shit, and you know the song that Cash Money got and the song that No Limit got, how that shit'll work out in the verses.
I think everybody appreciate it coming from our city. Because you got to think. I don't know. But you got to think, me and KL has been doing this shit. We always, we used to do the Mannie Fresh versus KL. You know what I'm saying? We'll go on the road and do like my catalog against his catalog. So sometimes it be sometimes it be him, sometimes it be me.
And all that. I saw that.
Yeah,
right.
That shit will go crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was crazy
break the internet.
Right.
So versus Cash Money No Limit.
Yeah, I know that.
Break the internet.
But more than even the verses, the tour, like what you said.
The tour.
Yeah,
the fucking tour.
The tour changed the game.
The tour gonna change the game. You don't fuck the verses, the tour.
Right.
That shit'll be crazy.
Yeah.
You think that shit can ever happen?
Yeah, I think you know what I'm saying? Because nobody ain't who they used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody growing.
Yeah. I don't know what P Money like. I don't know what Baby Money like. But money is money.
Right. We still can make more.
We gonna make money, nigga.
On top of that, everybody's smarter now. You know, everybody's smarter now. You can't control my money now. I'm gonna know what to ask for and I'm gonna know where it's going. So with that being said, all of us going like, hey, bro, send me my money. That made everything better.
I've seen Baby in a more humble state for us talking about the mistakes that he made with.
Yeah, that's why I said I've seen a lot of changes in dude. You know what I'm saying? Because, he's just like, bro, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just like, shit. If I don't change this, I'm gonna die a lonely man. Like, yeah, bro. Like, because you changed the world with a lot of people, but you missing them pieces.
Those pieces, right?
Money can't replace them pieces.
Man, that's a fact. That's a fact. No matter how, that right there. That's a fact.
That's priceless. Like, right. Listen, I got some things I want to ask. Like, I want to name some names, and I want to see what these people or these things mean to Mannie Fresh.
All right.
Nigga doing shit different from you, Fresh.
Listen, yeah, I ain't never did this. This the first time, people. No Rap Cat Podcast. This for Mannie Fresh. Listen, one of the things I want to say is like, one of the things is Mantronics.
Oh, that's the GOAT, bro, to me. A lot of my shit is based off of Mantronics, my style and all of that. So I've been saying that since day one. Like, fuck, Mantronics is the dude for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of folks thought Dr. Dre was I don't know who said that, but it was Mantronics.
It's Mantronics, right? I wanted to get that clarified. Gregory D.
Oh, that's my dog, bro. Day one. You know what I'm saying?
Day one. Started y'all started the business
we
together,
still could clown, and that's a great relationship when it's somebody who, because you got to think, me and Greg fell apart behind some shit where, Greg was like, dude, I don't know what you're doing. Our style completely different and blah, blah, blah. And we did that shit like mint. None of us ain't never said fuck you. I'm like, okay, go your way.
No bad.
Yeah,
no bad blood.
Never no bad blood. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think it should be resolved that way.
DJ Spin.
I fuck with Spin. Spin is a knowledge motherfucker. Sometimes Spin should shut the fuck up and stay out of some shit. But he knows his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
he
even from
his mind,
from me saying that, I think Spin has a good heart. But he just don't know that everybody don't fuck with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you can't be fucking with this dude, that dude, and that dude. Pick your battles.
Right. Okay. NOLA's culture in a whole.
Oh, our shit is like unmatched, bro. Unmatched. I'm still trying to figure out this new shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they got some new words, some new lingo and all of that, but there's nothing like our fucking culture, dude.
Right. Juvie.
Juve is the fucking same thing, the GOAT. Like, you know what I'm saying? I totally wish that we could have a sit down without other influences. Without, you know what I'm saying?
Other people in the picture, just
me and him, and you know what I'm saying? And not, because I still feel like me and Juvie got great shit to do, but it's always the other folks in the room that fuck it up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Every time we get where I'm like, hey, bro, let's do this. Well, they said this or they said that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, fuck all of that. Let's just do it.
Right. Okay. BG.
fuck, I can't wait to dude come home. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was one of the niggas who I really did not know he was really rapping about his life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This
shit.
nigga was really living this shit. He is really the first rapper to me that I was like, wait, this nigga really doing this shit.
The shit he
talking about, he fucking doing it.
Right.
He really living this shit.
Right.
So I was just like, that nigga really made me feel like as an artist, you could be true to form, even if it's fucking crazy. I'm like, this nigga is really doing it.
He lived that. Wayne.
Fucking phenomenal, dude. You know what I'm saying? Not because of where he at right now. He was the first one there, the last one to leave, and it paid off. You know what I'm saying? So I always say that he was the nigga who learned how the drum machine work, how this did, how fucking wordplay happened. Yeah, he studied that shit.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? And to see him in the studio and the way he take his approach about, I'm like, you could tell, like I could tell this nigga was paying attention.
Let me see the next one because you got a roll call. Another Turk, Turk gotta be next, bitch.
Turk. Yeah. Always got the crazy nigga in your family. He the crazy little brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I want to know these things. These are the things I want to know, bro.
Who nobody can reach, but you love him. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm like, even with this, so I hope he even hear this shit. I hope he hear this shit. Love the nigga to death, but you have to stop blaming everybody, bro. You some of your fucking mistakes were your mistakes. You done that shit. That fucking ship has sailed.
I heard him talk about
that ship
about it in his own way, right?
That ship. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep on talking about that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? You made your relationships with folks difficult, but I still fuck with you 100. And we didn't have arguments. Still fuck with you. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you said, nigga, you know everything was right and we figured out how we was gonna get it, I'm gonna turn the drum machine on for you. But if there's nothing there, what are we doing? We grown men. I still got to take care of my kids. You got to take care of your kids.
Right. We can't move forward with it. Yeah. Where we going?
And that's just not for him. That's for a lot of niggas. I can't go home and tell my kids at this age I was just hanging out. Right. And you was just hanging out, nigga. You got no money, nigga.
Right, talk that shit. Right. They don't want to hear that hanging out shit. Baby, bro.
I think the nigga, like I said, genius. You know, in his own right. That motherfucker's a genius. He could sell hookers pussy. You know what I'm saying? That nigga is a, you know, I've never understood, like, I'm like, this nigga got some more badass artists. This nigga keep motherfuckers, you know, he got Young Boy right now. Right. And I'm just like, this
how
nigga.
You do it?
Yeah, how the fuck this nigga do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't for, I guess, me or nobody to figure out. You just gotta accredit it to this nigga is genius in his own way.
He do his thing. Slim.
Fucking Slim is the mastermind, bro. The quiet, fucking crazy nerd nigga that, you know what I'm saying, that make it happen. You know what I'm saying? He don't, you don't never hear him say nothing until it really count.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he know how to move. He know how to make the shit happen. That's yin and yang.
Gangsters moving silent.
Yeah, that's yin and yang. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas today still reaching out to get fresh tracks?
Yeah, I still got niggas, but the game done changed so fucking much that young niggas don't want to pay for nothing. I'd rather not even do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I fuck with y'all, but I did this shit getting paid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm spoiled. Like, you know what I'm saying? When a nigga be like, man,
don't want to pay for a fresh track?
Nigga be like, man, you know, it'll be a good look for you if you come like,
nigga.
Fuck
no, we
I already look good. God made me look good. Yeah, it'd be a good look, nigga.
Nigga said good luck. That's new. I ain't never heard that.
I already look good. Fuck. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga like, man, if you do this shit, nigga, you know, young niggas gonna be fucking with you.
Happen for you,
and I'm just like, dog, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I clear a lot of my songs a lot of times that niggas sample. And them niggas be butchering them bitches. And I'm like, nigga, you could have just got me to do the song over. You rather pay me? Fuck it, you gonna pay me that? You butchered the song.
Right, could have let me did it.
Yeah,
I got a few more. Just a few more. Just give me a little second.
You shit, my nigga.
Your parents, bro, because I see that you big on your mom.
Yeah,
as a teacher,
bro. My mom let me do damn near everything that a mom is supposed to let you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? If she sees some shit in you, you know what I'm saying? And I made so much fucking noise. And
in that house,
fucking just fucking ridiculous amounts of noise, bro, over and over and over again. Right. And you know, and when I look back on it, you know, I could say this kind of like with arrogance as well. Nigga, I wasn't even fucking with girlfriends. I was so much in my turntables and drum machines. If a bitch came to my house, she was just looking at the back of my head. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when my mom then was like, this nigga was focused. So that's why I never fucked with him. He was focused. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of, you know, like a lot of parents, when a kid finds something, they'll fuck with him. I'm like, man, leave him alone if that's what the fuck he found.
Allow him to do what he loves.
Yeah, allow them to do what they love.
Especially
you know
if
what
it's
I'm saying?
positive, right?
And the other part of it was this, nigga, I sucked at everything else. I tried football, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And thank God for that era when niggas sent you home. They didn't give you a trophy for nothing. You had to figure out what you
had to
fucked
earn
with.
it, right?
Yeah,
real talk.
You know what I'm saying? If you played football in that era and you sucked, the nigga took your shirt and gave it to the star nigga.
Real talk.
You was like, man,
ain't got that number.
You
lost that number out the gate.
But
right?
what made you from band at school or something? What made you even
become a his dad?
My dad's
his dad.
DJ.
His dad is DJ.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, I grew up around this shit. And then just to see my dad, you know, and holding the wall balls, you know what I'm saying, control the fucking crowd, you know, that looked like religion to you. You just like, man, this nigga got these motherfuckers going in here.
Yeah, I heard that you was like gone by helping your dad hook up one day in a ball, wind up having to hang in there, and then you decided
I had to hang in there, and I'm looking at this shit, and I'm just like, man, this shit crazy. I'm like, these motherfuckers have lost their fucking mind. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and back then, nigga, a DJ played for like 6-7 hours, and I'm like, this nigga got all of this shit going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you think about how crazy our culture was young. When Bobby Marchand, the Gong Show and all of that shit. Right. When niggas actually could have fun. Right. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't cool. Niggas actually had fun. Right. You know what I'm saying? Niggas dance, all of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That era, you just like, man, I lost my fucking mind. Like, this nigga really control all of this. Right. This man really
he didn't want to he set the standards for what people doing, right?
Yeah. I know you gotta move around in a minute, but before we get out here, I gotta ask you, man, cause that should do something for me and the fans, man. Give us one of them fucking hell of a good memory, Cash Money story that you will never forget. Like, man, this was the time with my brothers.
Probably just fucking our first tour, the Rough Riders Cash Money tour. You know, because we used to have a second line after every fucking show, and the Rough Riders never saw that shit.
Yeah, that was different.
That was different from all of, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and them niggas was like, what the fuck is going on? What is this tradition that these niggas do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And just and so leading up to what was one of the fucking greatest moments. So we going into New York, right? And them niggas fucking with us. Like, nigga, y'all niggas ain't gonna rock New York, nigga. These niggas gully and all these little funny ass words them niggas use. Yeah. Son, when y'all niggas get to New York, nigga, that's where the shit stop. It ain't gonna be none of that shit. It's gonna get real. Blah, blah, blah. So before we even did the tour stop, we did the tunnel. And the tunnel was a spot.
Was a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a motherfucker. This was Funk Master. So them niggas had Juvie and them shook all of that. Cause niggas was like, nigga, y'all gonna bomb tonight. Yeah,
they gonna boo y'all.
Niggas saying that to you. Nigga ain't giving you no encouragement. Nigga just coming up to you going, yeah, nigga, y'all gonna bomb tonight, bitch. Just like, damn, nigga, that's like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas starting to doubt the shit. And I'm like, man, come on, man, fuck this shit. This shit gonna either go good or it's gonna go bad. So we start out, nigga, and this like when Han jumped off. Like, Han was already, nigga, we start off with Han and the fucking place go crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, this nigga, y'all said Juvie cried, Wayne cried, because New York is the Mecca. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mecca of hip-hop, right? We like, nigga, we rock this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas, and then them niggas had an interview after that, and I think this is probably the wildest interview Juvie ever fucking done.
Oh, he was turned up?
Yeah, that nigga was turned up. That nigga was like, motherfucker, that's the fucking tunnel, bitch, this Cash Money.
Yeah, he had it known, right?
Yeah, and I was like, I know, they told him this I know where that energy came from. You know what I'm saying? That nigga went crazy in that bitch.